Have you ever felt that your legs are more tired, heavy, or unstable compared to a few years ago? That getting up from a chair takes more effort, walking long distances leaves you unusually exhausted, or climbing stairs feels like an increasingly difficult challenge? If you're over 60, I need to tell you an important truth. This is not just a natural part of aging. These are clear signs that your legs are losing strength. And ignoring these signs can come at a high cost: your independence, your health, and even your freedom to move. In this video, I'm going to reveal the 7 main warning signs that show your legs are weakening. But most importantly, at the end, I'll introduce you to one single, scientifically proven food that helps reverse this loss of strength naturally and effectively. Imagine walking confidently again, climbing stairs without fear, and regaining trust in your movement, all starting today. Why should you watch until the end? Because identifying these signs early can be the difference between continuing to live independently or depending on canes, walkers, or constant help for simple everyday tasks. I'm going to explain how these signs show up, how to recognize them in your body, and, most importantly, what simple step you can take right now to strengthen your legs. Oh, and before we continue, tell me in the comments, have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with leg cramps? Have you needed to hold on to furniture to keep your balance? Or noticed that your legs are thinner, with less muscle? I read everything and reply to you whenever I can. Now, pay attention. Your legs are your foundation. They support your body, ensure your balance, and are essential for your independence. When they start to fail, you're not just weaker. You're at real risk of falls, fractures, and even hospitalization. The good news? You can still act in time. So, if you're ready to regain strength, confidence, and freedom in your movements, stay with me until the end. Let's jump straight into the first warning sign. And get ready, because some of them will surprise you. Sign 1. Difficulty standing up from a chair without support. Have you noticed that when you try to stand up from a chair, you need to push with your hands on the armrests or support your hands on your knee? This is one of the first silent signs that your legs are losing muscle strength. It may seem like a small thing, but in reality, it's a serious warning. The muscles in your thighs and glutes, which should be doing this job on their own, can no longer handle it. Standing up without support is a basic movement, repeated many times a day. At breakfast, when getting off the couch, when getting out of bed, when going to the bathroom. When your body starts using your arms to compensate, it means the strength in your legs has already dropped to a critical level. And worse, many people don't even realize they're doing this. They only notice when, one day, they try to get up quickly and nearly fall forward or to the side. I want you to pause for a moment and reflect. In the past few weeks, how many times have you needed to use your arms to stand up from a chair? Do you remember the last time you stood up using only the strength of your legs? This sign is important because it marks the beginning of a dangerous cycle. The less strength you have, the more your body compensates in the wrong way. And the more it compensates, the less you use the right muscle. The result? The weakening speeds up. The good news is that this sign is reversible, but you need to act early. Recognizing this pattern in your daily life is the first step to avoiding falls, injuries, and loss of independence in the future. In the next sign, I'm going to show you other clues your body gives when your legs are calling for help. Sign 2. Feeling of heavy or slow legs. When walking, have you ever felt that your legs are heavier than they should be, as if dragging your feet takes extra effort? This sensation isn't just normal tiredness. It's an important sign that your muscles are losing endurance and your blood flow might be compromised. Even on short walks, you start to notice that your movements are slower, less steady, and that your body doesn't respond the way it used to. Often, this slowness appears subtly. You start taking more breaks on the way to the market, notice that you climb fewer steps at once, or even trip over small, uneven spots on the ground. This happens because the muscles that once supported long periods of movement lose their capacity as they weaken, and the less you use them, the more they weaken, creating a dangerous cycle of muscle disuse. Additionally, reduced circulation can make your legs feel not just slow, but also colder, tingling, or swollen. This symptom is directly tied to your overall health. It's not just about movement, but also about keeping your heart and blood vessels working well. Think about it. Have you noticed any recent changes in your agility? Have you ever felt unsafe on uneven sidewalks or avoided certain routes out of fear of tripping? These small adjustments in your daily life show that your body is sending you signals, and ignoring them can drastically increase your risk of falls and injury. In the next sign, we're going to talk about something many people think is just normal with age, but that's actually another silent warning: nighttime leg cramps. Sign 3. Frequent nighttime cramp. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with intense pain in your calf, the muscle hard as a rock, unable to relax? Nighttime cramps are one of the most common and most ignored signs that your leg muscles are in distress. Many people think these pains happen just because they slept wrong or stretched the wrong way, but in reality, they indicate that something deeper is happening in your body. Cramps occur when the muscles contract involuntarily, often due to a lack of essential nutrients like potassium, magnesium, and calcium, or because of circulation problems insufficient during rest. The problem is that the more your muscles are weakened and dehydrated, the more they become susceptible to these painful contractions. This isn't just a minor annoyance. It's a clear sign that you urgently need to take care of your muscle health. Think about it. How many nights in the past few months have you lost because of these pains? How many times have you had to get out of bed to stretch your leg or massage your calf? And more importantly, have you done anything to fix it, or did you just wait for it to pass? Ignoring frequent cramps might seem harmless, but they are warning you that your muscles are fragile, your body lacks sufficient nutrients, and you need to act before things get worse. The good news is that by identifying this sign early, you can fix the problem with simple adjustment, proper hydration, muscle strengthening, and a diet rich in minerals. In the next sign, we'll talk about something many people think is just part of aging, but that actually hides a much bigger risk: constant knee pain, even without intense effort. Sign 4. Knee pain, even without intense effort. Do you feel knee pain even after a normal day, without having done any heavy activity? Do your knees seem more sensitive, crack more, or feel swollen by the end of the day? This is a very common sign that the surrounding muscles are failing in their role of supporting your joints. The knee is a complex joint that relies not only on bones and ligaments, but also on the strength of the muscles in your thighs, calves, and hips. When these muscles weaken, the body's weight falls directly on the knee, overloading them and causing pain, even during simple activities like walking, standing for long periods, or getting up from a chair. Many people make the mistake of thinking they need to spare their knees, avoiding movement and resting as much as possible. But, ironically, this only accelerates muscle weakening. Lack of use causes the muscles to weaken further, increasing the load on the joints. It's a dangerous cycle. More pain, less movement, more weakness, more pain. Reflect now. Have you ever skipped outings, walks, or even simple tasks because you knew your knees would hurt afterward? Have you ever thought that this pain might be a sign that your muscles are crying out for help? Don't let this progress to the point where it limits your activities. In the next sign, we'll talk about a feeling that might seem like just a silly fear, but actually reveals a lot about the stability and strength of your legs. Unsteadiness when walking on uneven ground. Sign 5. Unsteadiness when walking on uneven ground. Have you ever avoided walking on broken sidewalks, slopes, or slippery floors out of fear of losing your balance? Felt your heart race when crossing a path full of stones or holes? That insecurity isn't just in your head. Often, it's the result of weak muscles that are no longer providing proper support for your body. Our body's balance sensors rely not only on the inner ear and vision, but also on muscle strength, especially in the legs. When you step on uneven ground, it's the muscles that make small adjustments to keep your body stable. If they're weak, any small imbalance becomes a major fall risk. And we know that after age 60, falls are one of the leading causes of serious fractures, hospitalizations, and loss of independence. Reflect. Have you ever changed your route to avoid bad sidewalks? Have you chosen to take the elevator, even for just a few floors, simply out of fear of tripping? Have you skipped outings because the terrain seemed unsafe? These fears don't appear out of nowhere. They come because your body, unconsciously, already knows it's not as strong as it used to be. The good news is that it's possible to work on this strength and regain stability, but you need to act early. In the next sign, we'll look at one of the most visible warnings, something you can notice directly in the mirror: the noticeable reduction of muscle mass in the legs. Sign 6. Visible reduction of muscle mass in the legs. When was the last time you really looked at your legs in the mirror? Many seniors don't notice it, but the visible reduction of muscle mass, those thinner thighs, less defined calves, looser skin, is a direct and concerning sign of sarcopenia, the progressive loss of muscle mass associated with aging. The most dangerous part of this loss is that it happens gradually, silently. You don't just wake up one day and suddenly notice very thin legs. It occurs over months and years as the muscles are slowly stolen by inactivity, poor nutrition, and natural aging. And the less muscle you have, the less strength, endurance, and balance you'll have in daily life. Try this exercise now. Stand in front of the mirror, look at your legs, and compare them with old photos from a few years ago. Do you notice differences? Do you see areas where there used to be more volume, firmness, tone? If so, this isn't just an aesthetic issue. It's a physical warning that your body is in an accelerated process of weakening. What many people don't know is that simply increasing protein intake won't fix this alone. Without movement, without muscle stimulation, the body simply won't rebuild lost mass. That's why identifying this loss early is essential for planning a real recovery. Proper nutrition, combined with the right exercises and, of course, patience and consistency. In the next and final sign, we'll cover something that shows up during effort, not in the mirror. Quick fatigue when climbing stairs or hills. A final warning that can give you the chance to change before your strength disappears completely. Sign 7. Quick fatigue when climbing stairs or hills. Have you noticed that when climbing stairs, you start feeling intense fatigue, shortness of breath, or a heavy sensation in your legs long before reaching the top? Or that you need to take more breaks when going up a hill that once seemed easy? This is one of the final and clearest signs that your legs are weakening. Why does this happen? Weak muscles need to spend much more energy to perform the same movement that healthy muscles handle with ease. This means that to climb 10 steps, your legs have to work twice as hard because they no longer have their former efficiency. And the problem only gets worse. As you start avoiding these efforts because of the fatigue, you fall into a cycle of muscle disuse. The less you use, the more you lose. The more you lose, the more you tire. Reflect. How many times have you chosen to wait for the elevator, even for just a few floors? Or avoided visiting places with hills because you knew you'd end up exhausted? These small adjustments in your daily life are your body's unconscious response to the realization that it can no longer handle what it used to. But ignoring this sign isn't the solution. If you don't take action, the fatigue will increase, simple efforts will become impossible, and eventually, your independence will be at risk. The good news is that this cycle can be broken, and I'm going to show you how. Now that you know the 7 main signs, it's time for the most important part of this video: the food that, according to scientific studies, can help reverse muscle weakness naturally, helping you regain strength and energy. Let's get to this revelation. Now that you know the 7 main signs that your legs are getting weaker, I want to introduce you to a simple, affordable, and scientifically proven food that can help reverse this process. Beetroot. You might know beetroot only as a salad vegetable, but recent studies show it's a true natural ally for muscle health, especially in people over 60. This is because beetroot is rich in natural nitrates, compounds that, when ingested, turn into nitric oxide in the body. Nitric oxide is a powerful vasodilator. It relaxes and widens blood vessels, allowing more blood, and consequently, more oxygen and nutrients to reach the muscle. And what does that mean in practice? Less muscle fatigue, greater endurance during effort, better recovery after physical activities, reduced risk of cramps and muscle pain. A study published in the Journal of Gerontology showed that seniors who consumed beetroot juice before exercising experienced a significant increase in muscle efficiency compared to the group that did not consume it. This means that with the same effort, they were able to do more, fatigue less, and strengthen their muscles more effectively. In addition, beetroot is a rich source of potassium and magnesium, essential minerals for maintaining muscle balance and preventing painful contractions like nighttime cramps. Magnesium helps relax muscle fibers after exertion, while potassium regulates the electrolyte balance in muscle cells, preventing spasms. Another important point, beetroot contains antioxidants such as betalain, which combats chronic inflammation in muscles and joints. This helps keep your legs not only stronger, but also less sore after physical activity. How can you include beetroot in your daily routine? Drink the juice. Blend it with orange, carrot, or apple to smooth out the flavor. Eat it raw, grated in salad. This preserves the nutrients better. Steam it. Use it in soups, purees, or savory pies, or even roast it in the oven. It becomes sweet and delicious as a side dish. According to studies, the ideal is to consume at least 100 to 150 milliliters of juice or half a medium beetroot per day to feel the effects on circulation and muscle endurance. In just a few weeks, you may already notice improvements in your stamina, strength, and reduction of cramps. Remember, there's no magic solution, but combining a powerful food with small changes in daily movement can transform your health. In the next part, I'm going to show you how to put all of this into practice and get you motivated to transform your habits starting today. Now that you know the 7 warning signs that your legs are getting weaker, and you've learned about the powerful food that can help reverse this process, we've reached the most important moment, deciding what you're going to do with this information. I want you to imagine your life a few years from now. Do you want to be the person who climbs stairs with confidence, walks with energy, and plays with grandchildren without fear of tripping? Or do you want to be someone limited by pain, fatigue, and dependence on canes or wheelchairs? The choice starts now, in the present. Every small sign you identified today, difficulty standing up from a chair, nighttime cramps, thinner leg, fatigue when climbing stairs, is your body's cry for help. Ignoring these signs won't make them go away. On the contrary, they will only grow and accelerate muscle loss. But the good news is that by recognizing these signs early, you have a real chance to change this trajectory. Start today. Include beetroot in your diet, move a little more every day, and come back to this video whenever you need to remember the warning sign. If you take action now, you'll be investing not just in the health of your legs, but in your overall quality of life, your freedom, and your future happiness. And now I want to hear from you. Have you noticed any of these signs in yourself? Have you felt any of these warnings in your body? Leave a comment below. I'll read all the comments, and I might even make a follow-up video answering specific questions that come up. Oh, and don't forget, share this video with someone you love who also needs this information. Many people don't notice the signs until it's too late. You can be the person who helps them change. And of course, subscribe to the channel, because here, I always bring you content to keep you strong, healthy, and independent for many years to come. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Now, let's get to work, because the future of your legs depends on what you do today.